Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly inspiring photo chats. So today I want to talk about a camera that I haven't used a whole lot. I want to get to like it more, but I'm more of a 6.6 guy than I am a 6.7 guy. But there is a time when I think about how a 6.7 starts to approach the size of a 4x5 negative and how maybe for some pictures it would be worthwhile trying. So this is a Pentax 6.7, and I only have a few lenses for it. And I put this one on because this lens is actually quite light. It's a 200mm f4 lens, and I have a 55 and a 75, which equate to about 28 and 35 in 35mm terms. But this 200 is like a 100mm. It's about a 50% is how you can figure out the conversion if you want to think about it in 35mm terms. So this will shoot a 100mm focal length on 35mm. That's a pretty nice focal length for a portrait. And right now, in a time of COVID, I feel like we're in a place where if I'm going out and I'm going to shoot any portraits outside, if I want to do any street portraits, if I want to engage with people, this camera lets me do it. And certainly you have to use fast shutter speeds if you're going to hand hold it, or put a monopod on it and then you can set it down on and give it a little bit of support. But the idea of that 200mm, the reason I wanted to talk about that today is because everybody raves about the 105mm f2.4. It's the greatest lens ever made for this camera. And I would like that lens, but I don't have it. It's essentially a 50mm lens on a 35mm body, which isn't the greatest for portraits. It's great for head to waist, but not really head and shoulders so well. But this lens is actually quite good for portraits. And I've also seen people tout the 150 and the 165, but I don't have them either. And this talk is about using what you have. So the fact that I have this, I don't have any gear acquisition syndrome for that 105 or that 165 or 150. Yeah, they would be great if they came into my awareness, but I could go out and look for one. The 105s are going for $500 to $800 because they're such a well-respected lens, and I'm sure they're a really wonderful lens. I'm not knocking that 105 in any way. I really would love to find one. But I would love to find one when it shows up in my world without a lot of cost. So somebody is selling a 6.7 with a couple lenses and they're just trying to unload it cheap and the 105 happens to be in that group. That's different. This one came with a 75 and the 200. I think I ended up picking up the 55 at a camera show years ago. But the 200, it came with. So I'm a big believer in using what you have. I can't even justify shooting a 165 and buying one. I think you can get those for just a couple $100. But I can't justify buying that if I haven't even used this much. It's like if you have something that you can't say that it's failing you in any way, then don't buy more, just use it. The less that I spend on another lens, $200 will buy 40 rolls or 30 rolls of film. What can I create with 30 rolls of film and the 200 versus the 165 and I don't have any film? Everything comes down to that kind of a trade-off. And I don't believe film photography is terribly expensive. I think if you look for the gear at the time that you find it, at a good deal, because somebody is doing an estate sale or a yard sale. When I go to yard sales, I always ask, do you have any film or cameras? And they often will go inside and bring out something that they didn't even put out on display because they didn't think anybody wanted it. And at that point, I get first pickings on, what do you have? And they haven't gone and found out eBay is putting the prices through the roof and people are paying $1,000 for it. And they, have a couple $100 into it and that's all they want out of it, and that's great. So there are deals out there. And I'm going to shoot this because this gives me a quick way to make a large negative, shoot some horizontal portraits of people outside, especially right now because of COVID. But the idea that I have that 200 millimeter f4, that's all I need. Whatever you have, that's all you need. Make what you have work. Make more pictures. Nothing against gear, and buy gear when you get a great deal. When things come around, you're taking a look at an antique shop, you're looking around camera stores, or you're around yard sales, estate sales, that's all fine. But until those deals come along, just use what you have. And let those high prices go, because those high prices are the best way that we can use that money to buy film processing and buy the things that make the art. In the movie world, they would say putting that money up on the screen, not putting it into crew and cast and all that. How can we put as much money on the screen? Well, what are you making? Make great art. Buy the film, use what you have, create deadlines, and make it regularly. Like if you actually say, I'm going to go shoot 2 frames every day on a film camera, and I'm not allowed to go to sleep until I shoot 2. And I'm not talking about publishing them. I'm not talking about doing anything other than creating a need to make something. I'm going to go and make 2 frames a day. You'll start finding 2 things to shoot. And when you do that, out of a roll of film, which this one has 10 shots on, you might find some that you like. But it has to be that need. I need to go out and shoot. I need to go find something. I often tell my father, I'm out looking for a photo. And it's COVID, I'm driving around. He's like, what are you looking for? And I said, I don't know. But I know there won't be anything at home. If I stay home, I won't get anything. So I don't know. I may find a scene for Roy Stryker. Last weekend I was driving by, I saw a whole bunch of people congregated outside in an outdoor church service. So I shot that for Roy Stryker. And you don't know what you're going to find. But you definitely won't find anything at home unless you are inspired to shoot at home. And I'm not. I'm looking for stories in the world, so I need to get out. And I do. But it's most important is that we make art. Make great art. And go make photos regularly. Make it a way of life. All right, that's today's photography talk. Carrying the big beast of a camera. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. And thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who watches my channel, and I will be back next week. We'll talk photography. As always, here's the good light.